people just noticed a major problem on the Trump phone. Online backlash is growing after users spotted what appears to be a major American flag design error on promotional images for the Trump mobile phone. Critics say the stars and stripe layout doesn't match the real U.S. flag design, sparking outrage across social media. The controversy adds even more attention to the gold-colored phone project, which has already faced criticism over pre-order deposits, manufacturing questions, and changing fine print. Do details like this matter on a patriotic product, or are people overreacting? What do you think?
I think there's just been a lot of changes with this, right? So if you got this Trump phone because it was made in the USA, I'm so sorry, it's not. If you got this Trump phone because it was kind of looked a little bit like an iPhone, it doesn't, nor does it perform like one. And that's okay, but it's the...
So basically, people paid $500 for vibes, not a product, just pure vibes in a gold paint job, no American manufacturing, no iPhone performance, nothing they were promised. And the wildest part is the misdirection was right there in the marketing the whole time. Anybody who spent 5 minutes Googling this thing would have found out immediately. But brand loyalty hit different when you're emotionally invested, and that's the real trap here. The second you stop being a consumer and start being a fan of a product, your critical thinking just evaporates completely.
Kind of the misdirection there. If you bought this phone because you support this family or this family's politics, that's okay. You get lovely branding on that. But if you did buy this phone because you think it's like the $500 phone to get, I would argue you might be able to find other ones. And if you're looking for, you want to be getting a phone that's unique and new, that's never existed before, I would have a lot of people looking at that Clicks communicator phone.
The Trump mobile phone has been in the news a lot lately, and now it turns out that lax security protocols have revealed a lot of customer information. This is not conjecture or hearsay. Trump Mobile has confirmed this. They were accidentally exposing a lot of personal information for the people that ordered these phones. This includes names, email addresses, mailing addresses, cell phone numbers, things that you don't really want exposed. Now, this wasn't a breach. It was just security protocols that weren't properly set up, so this data was just out there. It's unclear whether this data was actually stolen, but in this day and age, that level of information is probably already out there about you. If you go to a website like Have I Been Pwned, put in your email address, you can find out what has been released in prior data breaches, and chances are there have been a lot. In this particular instance, it wasn't a breach, it was just lax security and really a little bit sloppy. This is just a good reminder that breaches happen all the time. Your information is pretty much out there and you need to take steps to mitigate the damage. If you only have a few minutes, the first thing I would do, freeze your credit report. Do that immediately. Do it at all 3 bureaus.
Bro, the fact that we're now pivoting to identity theft protection advice because of a phone launch tells you everything. This wasn't just a bad product rollout. This was negligence. Names, emails, addresses, phone numbers just floating around because somebody couldn't be bothered to set up basic security. And now the people who paid are the ones doing damage control on their own data. Freeze your credit. Sign up for Social Security monitoring. Delete yourself from data brokers. That's a part-time job. Just to clean up somebody else's mess. The audacity of launching a consumer product without basic cybersecurity infrastructure is genuinely criminal-level incompetence. And the customers are the ones left holding the bag.
It's completely free to freeze and unfreeze, and it will stop anybody from accessing your credit. Next, I would sign up at the Social Security Administration and make sure that you get a login for your Social Security number. Next, go through the process of deleting your information from all the data brokers. Yes, there are hundreds of these companies, but it's a process that we all have to do, or we have to pay someone to do it for us. All this stuff is a pain, but it's a necessary part of living in the 21st century with all our information so freely available. Do me a favor, tell your friends, share this information, make sure that they know what they need to do to protect themselves. Stay safe out there. I'll talk to you soon.
This is just sad. Today, the Trump family announced that their Trump Mobile T1 phone has begun shipping. But get this, the phone is mass-produced and manufactured in China by Chinese state-influenced company Wingtech Technology. And it gets even worse. The phone that Trump's selling for $500 is just a rebranded Rebel 7 Pro, which you can buy on eBay or Walmart for as low as $75.
I was told I'll get my Trump phone by the end of the year. And, it's the end of the year.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. This is Ricky. How can I assist you?
Hey, I was just calling about an update for the T1. I know the end of the year was the target. Just wanted to see if you had any updates on that.
Yes, sir. So production did stop a couple of weeks ago due to the government shutdown, but it is going to be, but it is back up and running now, and it's going to be releasing at the end of January.
Sweet. Thank you. Because of the government shutdown? What does the government shutting down have to do with a private company not making a phone? Is the government making the phone? I bought it.
The government shutdown excuse is sending me into orbit. A private company manufacturing phones in China has literally zero connection to the US government shutting down. That customer service rep just reached into the excuse jar and pulled out whatever sounded vaguely official. And the scary part is some people probably just accepted that answer and moved on. This is what happens when a company knows its customers are too loyal to push back. They stop even trying to make the lies believable. That's
a joke, but you also have to remember, there are people out there that spent their hard-earned money, $100 of it, to buy a phone that they're never gonna release. They just come up with new excuses every month. I feel bad for the guy that has to answer the calls.
Carter here.
I sent an email to Trump Mobile to figure out where my phone is and if they could refund the 4 other phones that they charged me for. And surprisingly, I got a pretty big response. We currently have the T1 devices in the certification and testing phase of development. No, you don't. They're even performing above and beyond expectations. To be clear, the product that she's talking about does not exist. It looks like you'll get it sometime in November, and they even canceled my extra orders. Apparently, I haven't gotten the refund yet. Now that we know that they're gonna run with the lie, I sent back this email basically asking like, which one of these T1s is the real T1? I'll let you guys know if I get more information on the non-existent Trump phone.
In today's absolutely ridiculous news coming out of the US, many people in MAGA are furious because they spent $100 on the Trump phone. And over a year later, they have nothing to show for it. $59 million spent on this phone that they will likely never receive. To be clear, 590,000 people bought this phone without ever really knowing whether they would get it. And just a few weeks ago, the company making this phone updated its terms and conditions. So it very much looks like these people will never see whatever this Trump phone even is. If the phone actually gets to sale, their $100 only goes towards the purchase. And who knows what other money they would have to spend in order to get it. And Trump and his family, they were promoting this phone heavily. So much so that $59 million have been spent on it. This is ridiculous, but entirely expected.
$59 million, 590,000 people, not a single phone shipped, and the company just quietly updated its terms and conditions like nobody would notice. That's not a business, that's a slow-motion magic trick where the audience watches their money disappear in real time. And the phrase entirely expected at the end there is doing heavy lifting, because when you strip away the political branding and look at the actual product history, this outcome was written on the wall from day one. No real manufacturing pipeline, no credible tech specs, just a pre-order page and a whole lot of promise. The fine print was always the product. The phone was never real.
Why don't I just go to the bank to get some cash out, and I have like 5 20s with a stamp on it that says Donald Trump lives here. It scared me so damn bad, I had to Google it.
The merch is up, people, and made in China.
If you're anything, it's made in the USA. Oh, nope, China. Made in, not the USA. Oh, nope, that's made in China. Okay, so maybe all of it's made in China.
This is just sad. Today, the Trump family announced that their Trump Mobile T1 phone has begun shipping. But get this, the phone is mass-produced and manufactured in China by Chinese state-influenced company Wingtech Technology. And it gets even worse. The phone that Trump's selling for $500 is just a rebranded Revel 7 Pro, which you can buy on eBay or Walmart for as low as $75.
The people who voted for Donald Trump, aka MAGA, are now regretting their votes, and that is the best side of TikTok that I ended up on in the past week. So here's part 2 of all the people with all their regrets.
And now they supporting me, they kicking me out, and they breaking my family apart.
Buenas noches.
Still waiting for America to be made great again. It's been watched since January. I voted for him, guess what? Both times. Both times. Forgot. What the fuck am I gonna do with a Trump phone? I don't need another phone bill. We didn't get a stimulus. We didn't get a dose check. We didn't get no debt relief. No help for rent. No help for your mortgage. No help for groceries. They won't raise our wages. They won't lower prices. We're fucking drowning in debt. And guess what we get? We get a Donald Trump phone. A fucking... Give me that.
This right here is where it stops being funny and starts being genuinely sad. This person is listing real problems: no stimulus, no debt relief, no help with groceries or mortgages, drowning financially, and the punchline is a phone that doesn't even exist yet. That's not a political statement anymore. That's just a person venting real economic pain. And the fact that the phone became a symbol of everything they didn't get is kind of poetic in the worst possible way. People weren't just buying a phone, they were buying into a promise of better days. And they got a gold-colored paperweight instead. This is what happens when consumer products get wrapped up in political identity. The disappointment cuts way deeper than just losing $100.
I'm making this video because I voted for Trump, and a lot don't think we have the same Donald Trump that we had circa 2016 to 2020. This is not the same man. Somewhere along the way, he lost his way. To deny help to tornado victims. Then I heard he denied further assistance from FEMA to North Carolina. This is not the man we voted for. If you are upper middle class or below, I don't see how any of us are faring well under this president. And how
you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Like, how are you guys handling this? Because I can't. Like, they are hunting us down like animals.
Loser!
I voted for Trump 2 times. And I probably will vote for him a 3rd time. I will vote for him a 3rd time. A small business owner who is completely getting rocked by the import taxes, the tariffs. I went from a 2.5% import tax to 28.5%. That is absurd. That is ridiculous. It is crippling my business. I am barely surviving for the past 8 years. Was hoping that the current administration, since they greatly disapproved of increasing the tax from overseas, was going to do away with it, but they have not.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I'm regretting my vote for Donald Trump.
Who voted for Donald Trump and now regret it.
A lot of people who were like me who voted for Trump and have to account for that.
I regret voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump.
The regret compilation hits different when you realize these aren't just people upset about a phone. These are people processing genuine betrayal, and betrayal feels different from just being wrong about something. You can recover from being wrong, but betrayal by something you believed in leaves a mark. The phone is almost irrelevant at this point. It became a symbol of a much bigger broken promise. What's interesting, though, is how long the cycle takes before people reach this point. The warning signs were there early. The data breach, the China manufacturing, the government shutdown excuses. But emotional investment delays the moment of reckoning every single time. That's the real lesson here. Not about phones, about what happens when you outsource your judgment to someone else's brand.
I feel...
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
We have some big news right now. Many in MAGA are upset because they spent $100 each on the Trump phone, and over a year later, they still haven't received it. And the Trump company that created this phone quietly updated its terms and conditions according to MoneyWise. These folks may never get it. 590,000 buyers paid $59 million to buy the Trump phone that was advertised by the president and his family. Not a single Trump phone has shipped to date, and many are upset about it. But now we're learning, according to MoneyWise, that on April 6, 2026, about a month ago, the company quietly updated its terms and conditions, making clear that a deposit of $100, which all of these people paid, is not actually acceptance to purchase the phone and only gives them the opportunity to continue buying it if it is offered for sale. At this point, they're never going to get this phone if it continues this way, and they're not happy. I'll have more updates for you soon. As always, spread the word. Follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about. There'll be more to come soon.
It is not Trump's fault. He's not the one actually selling the Trump phone. This is how the scam works. The Trump organization is using Trump's name to sell their cell service and their $500 phone. But as we've discovered, the Trump phone is not real, and the people that bought one are about to be very upset. So to avoid the lawsuits, they put this in the fine print. The Trump organization isn't actually developing, designing, or selling anything. It's a different company called T1 Mobile LLC. So when people realize it's a scam and say, hey, I'm gonna sue Trump, what the heck? Trump can say, wait, it's not me. It's Trump Mobile LLC. They're the ones advertising.
This LLC structure is genuinely one of the cleanest legal shields in consumer scam history. Set up a separate company to run all the customer-facing operations, collect the money, absorb the lawsuits, then pay licensing fees back up to the brand owner, who has zero legal exposure. So when everything collapses, the brand just revokes the license, lets the LLC dissolve, and walks away completely clean. It's not illegal technically, but it is designed specifically to avoid accountability while maximizing extraction. And this pattern repeats across products, hotels, merch, universities. Always the same architecture, always the same result. The customers lose, the brand wins, and by the time lawyers get involved, the entity they're suing is already a ghost.
S25 Ultra. They're the ones about to get sued by Spigen. They do the scamming, they deal with the customer complaints, they deal with the lawsuits, and then they take the money and pay it to the Trump organization as a licensing fee in exchange for being able to use Trump's name to advertise the phone. And if you're wondering, this is how all Trump scams work. Like, this is how the hotels work, the merch works, all of it. They just make a fake company to run the scam and extract the money and to avoid the lawsuits directly. The money that's extracted goes right back up through licensing. And when this company fails because it's not a real good company, they just remove the licensing rights, let it die off, and replace it with something new.
I just got the brand new iPhone 17.
And there's the full cycle laid out clean: hype the product, collect deposits, change the fine print, let the LLC absorb the lawsuits, dissolve it, start over with something new. The phone was never really the point. The deposit was the point. $59 million collected before a single unit shipped. That's the business model right there. And the scariest part is it works every time because the brand loyalty outlasts the disappointment. People who got burned on the phone will probably buy the next thing too, because the emotional connection to the brand is stronger than the memory of getting played. That's not stupidity. That's just how powerful identity-based marketing is. And until people learn to separate their values from their purchasing decisions, this cycle never stops.
And I'm going to be smashing it on the ground and see how durable it really is. I'm the first streamer with this phone. So yeah, here it is. iPhone 17. Boom, brand new. Turning on to show it's real. And yeah, here we are. Turning on. Ready?
No! Jack!
What?
Jack!
Let's see it.
That's crazy!
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh!
If you are a student in the UK, you might be entitled to get a refund from the Home Office. So it has been agreed by the House of Lords that the Home Office has charged overcharged students who came in from the autumn of 2023 till 2025. The visa fee you were supposed to pay was £366 maximum, and some of you paid £590, £525. So this is the time for you to claim your refund. It doesn't matter whether you are still in the UK or you finished your academics. It doesn't matter. You can still apply for a refund. All you have to do is just type UKVI contact for refund on Google and go to visa fees. Follow the steps and you could get your money